Does John Goodman think the secret to a long marriage is romance?
No.
What is one of Sara Gilbert's biggest regrets to date? And who is the most private out of all the cast members? Hi, I'm Joe, and here's the scoop on the Conner family. John Goodman as Dan. As the popular spin-off of the series Roseanne, it's kinda impossible not to mention the show that introduced us to the Conner family. That said, the late Roseanne Conner and Dan had nothing on Goodman's real-life marriage. Yeah, the 13-time Saturday Night Live host married his sweetheart Annabeth roughly 3 decades ago in 1989. Whoa-wee! Wanna hear how they met? Back then, Annabeth was a fine arts student, and Dan was shooting Everybody's All-American. Goodman told Elle, "I went to this Halloween party and she walked up to me and said, 'Hi.' I couldn't figure out why anyone that pretty was talking to me." Well, one thing led to another, and he still remembers the location of the proposal like it was yesterday.
On the banks of the Mississippi River.
Seems lovely, although he vehemently denies being a romantic guy. At their wedding, the then couple Bruce Willis and Demi Moore were among the wedding guests, and a year after they got hitched, they had their first and only daughter, Molly Evangeline. So, what is John's secret to a long marriage? I'll tell you this, it's not what you'd think. Speaking to Elle, he dryly said it's working away from home a great deal of the time. He's just joking. Or is he? While we mostly see his humorous side only, he does get serious every now and then. 2 years ago, Goodman opened up about his battle with alcoholism and praised his wife for helping him beat his addiction. He told Sunday Today he realized something needed to be done after he missed a rehearsal for the 2007 Emmys. This was right before accepting his award. Annabeth made some phone calls. She got me into a treatment center and I detoxed there and I decided I liked the feeling. And it's been 10 years sober. What a relief. Apart from that transformational experience, the actor also lost more than 100 pounds. His secret to keeping the pounds off? It was basically just portion control. But I don't want to be an example to anybody when the weight comes thundering back on. When I start eating Crisco out of the can with a spoon and a side of confectioner's sugar, he joked with ARP the magazine. Keeping the weight off is easier said than done, and we're happy to report he managed to do it. Laurie Metcalf as Jackie. The actress, who also appeared as Sheldon's mother, Mary Cooper, in The Big Bang Theory, is often described as hiding in the spotlight in real life. Metcalf doesn't care much for fame and attention and instead wants to focus on her work. Although she's a self-confessed workaholic, she enjoys doing a crossword puzzle every morning and always has a jigsaw puzzle on the go at home. In addition, she enjoys knitting and crocheting, and once taught herself how to spin wool. "It keeps my hands busy, which keeps my brain busy, and I can just sit and run lines or obsess about school lunches or whatever loop I find myself in," she told the New York Times. "Now's your chance to take notes." Also, she always had a love and preference for the stage, where you can't see your own performance unless someone recorded it, of course. With that in mind, she set herself a 5-year rule, meaning she avoided watching any of her films until 5 years after their release. "I used to drive myself crazy by thinking 3 days later, why did I play it like that? But in 5 years, I've found that I've let it go." Clever idea. So, what's news in terms of her love life? Well, sadly, she hasn't been that lucky in her marriages, but on the positive side, she's blessed with the most beautiful children. In 1986, she divorced from Jeff Perry, a co-founding member of the Steppenwolf Theater Company, after a few years of marriage. From that relationship, the talented Zoe Perry was born, who now plays the young Mary Cooper in Young Sheldon. How incredible is that? Later in her life, Laurie and Matt Roth became an item and eventually married and divorced. He used to play her abusive boyfriend Fisher on Roseanne, as you'll remember. Their relationship timeline is a long and complicated one, but here are the cliff notes. Together, they had a son, and later a daughter who was born via a surrogate. Subsequently, they had another son who they fostered at first, but soon adopted. Knowing about their children makes it so sad to hear they separated after more than 6 years of marriage, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason. Sara Gilbert as Darlene. If there's one thing this fan favorite can't complain about, it's a boring life. She was born into a family of actors, and her original name was Sara Abellis. At the age of 6, after Sara saw her sister Melissa Gilbert get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, she told her mother that she wanted to be an actress too, and the rest is pretty much history. At age 9, the young Sara adopted her mother's first husband's last name, Gilbert. On the relationship front, boring certainly doesn't describe her journey. While filming Roseanne, she and actor Johnny Galecki, also an on-screen couple, started dating in real life. By the way, they also played a couple in The Big Bang Theory. However, their real-life relationship didn't last long. Oh no, what was the reason? Well, it had nothing to do with him, as she had something else to come to grips with. She discovered she liked girls more. Gilbert and Galecki are still great friends to this day. Around the same time of her self-discovery, Sara dated a woman in secret, also famous and 18 years her senior. Galecki was the only one who knew, and he guarded her secret and supported her. A great friend indeed. If you're wondering if she was keeping her homosexuality a secret, then no, that wasn't the case. Instead, she's a really private person who doesn't feel the need for the whole world to know what she's up to. Her other romantic relationship that came into the public eye was with producer Allison Adler, starting in 2001. The couple had 2 children together, one born to Adler and the other to Gilbert. Sadly, they split 10 years later. The silver lining? Their separation was amicable. After her failed relationship with Adler, she gave love another chance and married songwriter and singer Linda Perry. Sara carried and gave birth to their son. Are they still together? Sadly, no, they departed ways last year. While there isn't a lot of information available about her private life, she's opened up on The Talk about one of her biggest regrets to date. When she was still a teenager, she helped out her dad financially after his divorce from her mother. Eventually, it started to affect the relationship and she stopped it. But after he passed away, she wished she could turn back the clock, and still does. Michael Fishman as DJ. We've known him on screen since he was just a child. He worked on Roseanne from age 6 to 15. Hectic! This young actor's career was kickstarted after he met Roseanne Barr during an early audition. She asked him to tell her a joke, and his response sealed the deal. "Why did the turtle cross the road?" he asked. "Because it was the chicken's day off." With no experience, Barr fought for him to play DJ. Anyways, we know that in the spin-off series, the actress who plays DJ's wife Gina has been redeployed to Afghanistan. In reality, this decision was made because Maya Lynn Robinson landed a job on CBS's new sitcom The Unicorn. This means DJ is back to being a single dad. Sadly, in real life, Fishman has also been dealt a few hard blows by life and love. His 19-year-long marriage with ex-wife Jennifer Briner came to an end last year. She reportedly filed for legal separation. Here's the background. The couple married really young. Michael became a father for the first time when he was 18 and Jennifer was 19. Regardless of their youth, both accepted parenthood eagerly. They soon grew their family with the arrival of another child, and it appears like the family is still close-knit. His kids are the center of his world. They share 17-year-old Isabella and 20-year-old Aaron. In a statement to TMZ, Fishman revealed why they are opting for separation over divorce. "Among the reasons is a shared desire to keep Jenny covered by my health insurance and allow us to slowly unfold our 20 years together in a way mutually beneficial for our family, particularly on behalf of our children." The actor also addressed the matter on Instagram, citing shifting goals, life's challenges, and the complex nature of marriage as reasons for them growing apart. He highlighted that they completed their marriage with compassion, kindness, and respect. "Collectively, we are focused on privately making the transition as seamless and undisruptive for our family. However, just when it seemed things would be kinda okay, an even bigger tragedy struck. The actor adopted 2 siblings, Larry and Camille, as they were aging out of the foster care system. But then, in June this year, Larry died of an accidental drug overdose. Michael opened up and shared his painful story in the hopes that it can help others. On the Tamron Hall show, he said, "In my case, I feel like I came to Larry maybe later than I wish I could, and I think for parents, you wish you had more time." We wish the actor strength on his difficult road to recovery. Lecy Goranson as Becky. Many Roseanne fans know that Lecy Goranson left the original comedy to attend college, and since they weren't able to work around her class schedule, the character was recast and Sarah Chalke took over the role. When Glenn Quinn, the actor who played her on-screen husband, passed away, Lecy was devastated to lose a close friend and colleague. The young actor died of a drug overdose in 2002. He was only 32 years old. Did this real-life loss impact her relationships? Well, that's something only she will know, and since she is so private about her life, it's really hard to say for sure. We couldn't find any hints of a boyfriend or husband, and her Insta reveals very little. However, according to some sources, Lecy was dating Jason Weiss, who is a film producer/director by profession, but the exact tenure of the relationship remains confined to the involved parties. What we could find for you is that she clearly enjoys preparing wholesome food, and is a foodie of note, if this post is anything to go by. Her caption read, "For the foodies, corn tortilla, black lentils, carrot puree, diced watermelon, sprouts equals perfection. Oh yeah, and a local Cabernet. On that note, she's been a vegetarian for 30 years, so a big part of her general health is eating plants and what she calls mush burgers. She's also really serious about her workouts and told Parade that she runs daily and recently shared with some intense cycling classes, which helps her manage stress. Notes taken. On top of that, being by the ocean or just any body of water like the Hudson River makes her feel connected and is what heals her the most. There's something about it that just takes all the negativity and all the stress of life away from me. Over to you. Who's your favorite Conner in the show? And which fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to stay awesome!